Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine McCoy and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for clicking in to drop by, but if you are a returner, it is always nice to have you back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 Alpha Kappa Alpha Paraphernalia Basics. Why Alpha Kappa Alpha? Well, I know you see the pink, I know you see the green. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I also served as the International Second Vice President from 2020 to 2022, and it is something that is very important to me. So we are going to be talking about the ladies of pink and green, the pretty girls who wear 20 pearls, and what basics you will find when they look at their paraphernalia. Without further ado, what is paraphernalia? It is defined as miscellaneous articles, especially the equipment needed for a particular activity. So for fishing, that would mean a fishing rod, line, bait, tackle. But for Alpha Kappa Alpha, when you are thinking about something like paraphernalia, that is going to include clothes, accessories, jewelry, purses, all those kinds of things. So I'm going to be giving you all today 10 suggestions of AKA paraphernalia basics that you want to make sure you have in your closet. Or if you don't have them in your closet, you can use this as inspiration for what to get when we go to a leadership seminar. I don't know about you. I'm very much looking forward to going to Chicago literally in about 2 weeks. So if you are going to be there, I want to see you there. Feel free to stop me for a picture or talk to me because I'm no longer in office, but I still like talking with the members. So what exactly are you going to find in paraphernalia belonging to an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman? Well, most likely it is going to be pink and green. Obviously, it's not all going to be pink and green. It's also not going to be in the same shade of pink and green. Our official sorority colors are salmon pink and apple green, but we cater to the entire range of pinks and greens. You're also going to find things like ivies. Ivies are going to be a very common motif that you will see in this paraphernalia, including things like the pinky. So the pinky is our little hand signal. It is how we show that we are part of the sorority, to show our camaraderie. There's also going to be some words that you see sprinkled throughout. Words like ski-wee or first and finest or 1908. Those are very important numbers because, that's the year we were founded. And if your paraphernalia has people on it, you will see brown women, black women, and all different varying shades, different hair colors, different textures, and you're also going to see a lot of pearls. It might not necessarily be 20 pearls at all times to show you our 20 founders, 20 pearls, but pearls are always a good thing for ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And now that we have gone through all of those general things, we are going to talk about those 10 AKA paraphernalia basics that you will want for any AKA. Basic number 1 is going to be line jackets. And this is something that usually happens that you are given at the very beginning of becoming an AKA. Your line jacket is something that is specific for undergraduates. It's going to include some very important information on it, like the year and the season that you became an AKA. For me, it was the fall of 2018. So mine might say fall 18, fall 2018, or just FA 18. Or maybe your spring and it will say SP or spring. Good. It's also going to have your chapter name, for me, Lambda Upsilon, and the name that you were given on your undergraduate experience. So for me, it was Azalea. That is a flower that you give to someone whom you love and respect, and I love and respect myself, so I love my name, Azalea. But that's the kind of information that you're going to find on a line jacket. And this is also something that is typically given to the new members when they finally finish the end of their membership experience from the members of the chapter who brought them in. So it's a gift. They do all of the logistics. They might have to ask, hey, what is your jacket size? They won't tell you explicitly that this is what it's for, but they'll ask that, and then they give that to you as a gift when you finally finish. This is something that can be $120, $150. It depends on the quality of the jacket and how much stuff you want to have on the jacket. For basic number 2, we have cardigans. Now, we have a lot of business meetings that we go to in Alpha Kappa Alpha, and for those, the attire might be listed as business casual. When you have business casual, a cardigan is something that will go very nicely with whatever it is that you have paired, a nice blouse and skirt, to make sure that you are in compliance and also that you are staying nice and warm. So, cardigans, they can be black, gray, navy, pink, green. Ivy Box gives us a lot of cardigans, and I love that for us. But a cardigan might cost you anywhere from $40 to $80 at the vendors. Paraphernalia basic number 3 is going to be Chucks or Converse. And this is something that recently came up after, like, honestly, if you asked us probably 4 or 5 years ago, Chucks would not have made it onto our list as being a basic in AKA paraphernalia. But now it is, because our Vice President of the United States, Kamala D. Harris, is also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And when she had a very big photo shoot, when she was on the cover of a magazine, she was seen wearing Chucks and pearls. So that is something that is a very common phrase, a very common attire request in Alpha Kappa Alpha because of the success and the notoriety of Vice President Kamala D. Harris. So your Chucks might be pink, they might be green, they might be white, and that's fine if they're just basic white, pink, gray, green, whatever. But now, because we don't do anything halfways, we're going to make it extra. What I've seen people do is they will have at regional conference, they might have a Chucks decoration competition. So people will come in with custom made Chucks that have kind of like the line jacket. They will have their initiation year, their initiation season. They will have their undergraduate chapter or their graduate chapter. They will have their undergraduate initiation name. Like, they will have all that on the shoe. And then everyone takes pictures. We're putting our feet into little circles, and it's very cute. But this is serious. This is a serious matter when we ever have the Chucks competitions. So get yourself a pair of white, pink, green Chucks. It doesn't need to be, it does not by any means have to be custom. But if you are going to get like the most basic of Chucks, that's going to be $60 going to Converse.com. But it can be also up to $150, $200, depending on how much information you want on your Chucks, how much, how unique of a dye you want to use, or a specific thread, or bedazzling your Chucks. It can get very expensive, so this is one that has a very wide range. Basic number 4. Well, since I mentioned Chucks, I obviously have to mention pearls. The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha love a good set of pearls. Does it have to be real? No, not at all. Not at all. You do not need to have real pearls to feel like a real AKA. Point blank, period. As long as they are little white balls, no one cares. They're pearls, they're good enough. So pearl necklace, pearl earrings, pearl bracelet. These are the kinds of things that are very important, especially when you think about some of our attire, where if you're going to wear jewelry, it has to be a strand of single pearls, or it has a single strand of pearls, or it has to be a single stud, one pearl, nothing flamboyant or attention drawing. But obviously, once you have those, once you have the basics of pearls, I have seen women that have like essentially kind of like a bib. I know that's not the right word of saying it, but essentially a bib, a cascading waterfall of pearls down their chest and torso. So this is one that could really go either way. Maybe you are getting $5 pearls at oh, what's the good place that everyone use? Betty's Promo Plus. Maybe you're getting $5 pearls there. Maybe you're spending big bucks on real pearls, a full strand of real pearls, and that's going to be $500. But either way, when you are going and finding pearls for yourself, they only need to look good to you. Basic number 5 is going to be rings. Now, I do have one of my favorite rings on right now from King's Greek, and I just love it. So, as ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha, remember I said that one of the important things that you might see in our paraphernalia is pinkies. Well, ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha love getting a pinky ring, or just any ring in general, because usually we like having our nails done in pink or green, so it's nice to have a silver or golden, or maybe something with pink and green jewels ring you can add that is going to accentuate the beauty that you already have going on. And when it comes to something like rings, you might spend anywhere from $30 to $50 or more, depending on how big you want the ring to be, depending on what gemstones you want to use, depending on whether the gold is going to be real or just gold plated. There's a whole lot of variation that you can have when getting a ring. Also, before I forget, when it comes to rings, you might have an ivy on it, like this one has, or you might have AKA on it, or your number. For me, my number is 6. You will very easily be able to find numbers 1 through 5 when it comes to rings. But if you are number 37 on your initiation group, you're probably not going to be able to readily find a number 37. You might have to custom order that, but they can do it. Basic number 6 is going to be sweatshirts. Now, when you have, for instance, a service project, that service project might be outside, that service project might be in the cold. Wearing a sweatshirt is going to keep you nice and warm, but also alert to everyone else out there that we are a unit coming out and cleaning up coming out and cleaning up a highway at 7 a.m. in the morning, or doing some community service at a soup kitchen. These are the kinds of things that a sweatshirt is going to be able to help when talking about the uniformity of the chapter when it's going on a program. When you're looking at sweatshirts, they might be anywhere from $40 to $90. It really depends also on the embellishment of the sweatshirt. So does it have beading in it? Does it have bedazzling on it? Does it have texture, or is everything nice and flat? If it's flat, it's going to be less expensive, versus if you have texture, something that adds layers to it, that's going to make it cost more. Is it fleece lined on the inside? Those are all things that will up the price of a sweatshirt. Basic number 7 is going to be t-shirts. These are going to be good for more active programs. So if you know that you all are, for instance, going to be working out in 90-degree weather, a t-shirt is going to be much better for the members of the chapter to wear than a sweatshirt. And as I said before, they can have very big ranges. You can literally go to a vendor that sells t-shirts for $10. You've got $10. But then you also have vendors selling t-shirts that are $50, $55. Why? Because they're blinged out. They have bedazzling, they have texture to them. They're not flat, and that is something that makes them more expensive. And if there is anything I know, it's that the silver members love bedazzled t-shirts. You come in on the first day of vendors, and by the end of the day, it's like they are all out of stock. But then they restock it overnight. That way they can make sure that they are handing out all these blinged out bedazzled t-shirts to those silver members. Those ones are around $25 to $35. Basic number 8 is going to be pins. Now we are getting back into those accessories. We already talked about the rings, but pins are very important, especially for this administration. Obviously, pins are important because we like to accessorize our blazers with a little lapel pin. That's always a good idea. But for this administration specifically, we have instituted something new called the Sisterhood Sash. You wear it, it's about that long, and you wear it right here on your chest, and you are supposed to fill it with pins that you have amassed over your time as a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Now, pins are everywhere. I feel like by being the international second vice president and going to all of those different regional conferences and speaking events, one of the most common gifts that I was given was pins. Because you can get pearl pins, gold pins, silver pins. You can get things that have also your name on them. There's a very good vendor that people love. She makes you a metallic pen, rectangular, and it will have your name, your chapter, your your position in the chapter, and she is someone that people always flock to when it comes time to go to the vendors. Basic number 9 is going to be baseball caps. Now, for us, we like using it when it comes time to have a outdoor service project activity. If you know that you are going to be outside and it's hot, it can also be used for sun protection. You see these a lot at things like cookouts, Greek picnics, just as another way to say, I am a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and these baseball caps could be anywhere from $20 to $50. And finally, Paraphernalia Basic number 10 is going to be purses. Now, if you all have been watching my videos on this channel, you know I've got a lot of purses. Where do I get those purses from? Registration. Now, purses, obviously you can get purses outside of registration. You can get purses at many, many vendors. But if you are a vendor and if you have been a part of the sorority for any amount of time, you know that for a vendor to be chosen as the supplier of the registration conference bag, you know that's a big deal, a very big deal. Whew. So obviously you can get them outside of registration. You can get them at very, very many vendors, but one of the most heartwarming ways that you get purses is when you go to a regional conference, because it means that for 4 days you have anywhere from 2,000 to 8,000, depending on your region, sorors coming together in a city to talk about leadership, to go to workshops, to have award ceremonies. They're going to be doing all of this with the same purse. And you have all of these different personalities, chapters, and individuals coming together, but one of the unifying parts of that is our purse. The fact that we all paid our registration to be here, to continue being upstanding women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, being of service to all mankind. So obviously registration, that is going to depend on whether you are an undergraduate member or a graduate member, and whatever price it is that the board of directors has set for registration. It might be $180. It might be $260. You don't know. It is what it is. So that is how you would get purses from a registration perspective. Obviously, the purse itself is not $185 or $260, but you are not just getting the purse, you are getting the entire experience with it. And if you're getting the purse outside of registration, it might be anywhere from $50 to $120. So those are all of my AKA Paraphernalia Basics, all those ideas for things that you can get someone if they are becoming a new member, or for yourself because you deserve to be treated too. And that is everything I have. If you all have any suggestions, any requests of things that you would like to see me talk about concerning Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, you can go ahead and put those comments in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!